Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Swipey McGee. Thanks for the suggestion, Swipey McGee. You asked, what is inside a credit card chip? Now, if you've ever stared at that tiny golden square on your credit card and wondered if it's a miniature vault, a tracking device, or a tiny apartment for a micro-elf, you're not alone. Credit card chips look mysterious. They're shiny. They beep when you tap them. And somehow, they make your money disappear just a little too easily. So what's actually inside that thing? Let's crack open the chip. Not literally, your bank won't like that. Right here on Explaining Everything. First of all, that shiny gold square on your card isn't just there to make your wallet look expensive. It's not a decoration, and it's definitely not edible. Don't ask how we know. That's a smart chip, formerly called an EMV chip, which stands for Europay, MasterCard, and Visa. Yes, that's who invented it. Sounds like a law firm that only accepts payments in tap. The chip is embedded into your card and has one job: to securely process your transactions without getting hacked by someone wearing a hoodie in a coffee shop. Unlike magnetic stripes, which are basically the credit card version of shouting your PIN across a room, the chip actually generates a unique code every time you use it. That means if someone steals the data from one transaction, it's useless for the next. Like trying to reuse a scratch card. But how does it do that? What kind of sorcery is this? Let's zoom in. Inside the chip, believe it or not, is a tiny little computer. And we mean tiny. It's like a brain smaller than a sesame seed, yet smarter than whatever keeps sending you spam emails at 3 a.m. This mini-computer is called a secure microcontroller. It includes a processor, a tiny CPU, memory to store data, and even a little operating system. Yes, your credit card is technically running its own software. Somewhere in your pocket, your card is doing more math than you did in all of high school. The chip contains ROM, read-only memory, which stores permanent instructions. Basically, the chips don't mess this up manual. RAM, which acts like short-term memory. It helps with the chip's temporary thinking during transactions. And EEPROM, a rewritable memory used to store data like your card number, expiration date, and cryptographic keys. And if that just sounded like robot gibberish, don't worry. Basically, it remembers stuff, does math, and follows rules. Like a very disciplined hamster. So now we know the chip is smart, but what really makes it powerful is what it does with that smartness. Cryptography. Yes, your card is secretly a code-cracking, code-making beast. Every time you insert or tap your card, the chip creates a unique transaction code that can't be reused, like a snowflake that disappears after one swipe. This process is done using public key cryptography, which is just a fancy way of saying math so confusing that hackers give up halfway through. The chip stores private keys, secret cryptographic codes known only to the bank and the card. When you use the chip, it signs the transaction with that key, proving that the card is legit and not a plastic imposter. So, when the machine says processing, it's not just being dramatic. That's your chip solving equations faster than a caffeinated accountant on deadline. Now you might be wondering, what about those cards that let you just tap and go? Do they work the same way? Pretty much, yeah. The chip in those cards has an extra feature, RFID or NFC tech. This lets it communicate with card readers wirelessly. It's like Bluetooth, but it won't pair with your earbuds. Inside the chip is a tiny antenna coil that gets powered by the card reader's magnetic field. It wakes up, sends the data, and goes right back to sleep like a lazy genius. Contact chips and contactless chips use the same secure microcontroller, same cryptography, and same frustration when the reader makes you tap again. But either way, the chip's main goal is security. It's like the bouncer of your bank account. Checks ID, uses math, and doesn't let shady characters in. Remember magnetic strips? Yeah, those were basically just cassette tapes for your bank info. Static, unchanging, and ridiculously easy to clone. All someone needed was a cheap reader, and boom, your card data was copied like a bad mixtape. Chip cards changed that. Now, even if someone tries to clone your chip, they get nothing useful. Each transaction is a one-time deal, like a bad blind date that doesn't call you back. Ever. That's why most countries moved to chip cards years ago, and why every time you swipe your card instead of tapping, you feel like you're using a relic from the 1990s. Which honestly, you kind of are. So the next time you pull out your credit card, give that little chip a nod of respect. Inside that shiny square is a full-on computer with its own operating system, secure memory, cryptographic keys, and the mathematical ability to make hackers cry. It's not just plastic and glitter. It's doing serious work, faster than you can say declined. And now you know what's really going on when you hear, "Please insert your card and don't remove it until instructed." Behind the scenes, your chip is busy crunching numbers, proving its identity, and keeping your money where it belongs, not in a hacker's basement. If you enjoyed this video, give it a chip. I mean, like, subscribe, and keep those curious questions coming. And hey, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.